Okay, I'm going to turn this on so that I can hear you well and share with you our learning outcome.
Sylvia.
How are you? There's Safa,
Fine.
there's Mohammad, there's Salam, there's Rashid, there's Rukaya, and I suppose a few more will join us. So these are the learning outcomes for this session. Of course, we said when we look back, we reflect. We're going to reflect on some classroom situations. We're also going to identify teacher and learner-centered activities. I hope that we will also be able to reflect on this course. I bet we will be able to do everything. Some time ago, we analyzed some classroom situations and we placed ourselves in those teachers' shoes, or sometimes we gave advice to those teachers. Here we have similar situations, all related to what actually happened, right? So let me show you all the situations one by one. Here's another situation. Here's another one, another one, another one. And here we have the last situation. So take a look. Let me see, how many are we today? Oh, only 9. Well, I will pair you up. If anybody else comes, I will add them to your groups. I'm planning to have you work in organized in 4 groups. So they will be 4 pairs, I suppose. Maybe there's a group of 3. Each pair will focus on 2 different classroom situations. So all these situations actually happened. What we need to do is to ponder, to reflect upon the situations and answer what would have been different if I had, right? So probably it has to do with hypothesizing, imagining, right? So that we use the conditional type 3. Remember, we did plenty of this. So let me see if I can get you into groups so that we can start. I'm going to have you work in 4 groups or 4 pairs, depending on how many we are. For example, there's Rami, Rashid, and Safa Hamad. Hello, everybody. You will be working together, and you will be focused on the first 2, situation 1 and situation 2. Group 2, that is Rawan, Sajida, and Salam, will discuss situations 3 and 4. Group 3, that is Muhammad and Randa, and probably somebody else, the people who are arriving later, will be added in those groups. You will be working with the discussion. You will be discussing 5 and 6. And group...
To discuss, Doctor, how are you?
Oh, how are you, Safa?
Fine, thanks. Doctor, to discuss causes, reasons,
Mainly, what would have been different?
how to and find solutions like that.
Or imagine what could have made things different, right? More successful. If the teacher had blah, 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 the students would have, right? Imagining these hypothetical situations, right? And
hello, Miss Sylvia. I'm sorry.
To avoid these situations.
Yes. But these situations already happened. So you are hypothesizing on something. I mean, you cannot change that situation, but you are
next time. Yes.
What would have happened if things had been different? Yes, Randa?
I'm sorry, which situation
okay, so I
must discuss it.
I go again.
I'm sorry.
No,
group number 1, the first 2.
Rashid and Safa Hamad, is group number 1. So you will be discussing 1 and 2. Round
The
1,
first 2 points, yes.
Rawan, Sajida, and Salam are in group 2. So you are in charge of 3 and 4. Mohammad and Randa, you will be in group 3. Group 3 will discuss points 5 and 6. And Rukaya and Safa Kamari will discuss 7 and 8. The people I haven't mentioned is because you were added later. So I'm going to open the rooms and I will add you. For example, Sagda, I'm adding you to group 3. And Sajud, I'm adding you in group, so you will be working in group 4, Sajud. So now we have larger groups. So I'll give you around 4 minutes and be ready to come back and tell us what would have been different if whatever had been different as well. So you can join your partners and start with a discussion. Safa Hamad, remember you have to join your partner. Rashid is already in the room. So accept the invitation. Randa, accept the invitation, please, so that you can work together. Yes, Safa, Randa, please join the group. Thank you. Thank you very much. Great. So we have these classroom situations and we are imagining what would have been different, right? So Rashid, Rudain, and Safa, you were in group 1. Would you like to tell me what you concluded? What are your conclusions?
Yes, Mr. Salevi, good evening.
Hello.
We are feel sad because this is the last session.
Yes. Yes, but also
we are thank you for everything that you are giving us.
Thank you. But you also feel happy because you have completed the course. So
yeah, sure. Yeah.
We will miss you, Doctor.
I will miss the Saturdays with you. Yes, of course. It's
okay. I want to talk about the first situation, and maybe Mustafa or Rudaina talk about the second one.
okay.
Okay, the first one, the class stayed completely silent during a planned discussion. I think in Jordanian classes, when the teacher enter the class and start to discuss or describe the lesson plan, most of the students just keep silent and watch the teacher movement and some gestures just to keep silent. Maybe a little students or a few students can understand what is the lesson about.
So what should the teacher have done?
Give them 1 or 2 minutes and give them some tips to talk about or think about the lesson in general, and help them or give them the time to talk about the lesson in general. In this situation, I think the student feel safe and feel yes, we can understand what is our teacher talk about. So they started to participate with each other and with their teacher.
So if the teacher had given them some instructions, some clear instructions,
some extra time,
and
they could have participated with
they
him.
would have participated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Rami, would you like to add anything to that?
The class stayed completely silent. Maybe some student ashamed or afraid to talk or ask or reading in English in front of their parents.
Okay, so
then
that is your hypothesis. The students may have felt very shy.
They afraid to make a mistake.
They may have been afraid. Okay.
They don't have the encouragement.
And some of the students may there is no interaction and participation. They very weak
They may have
in
been,
English
they may have
in
been
general.
weak. They may have been weak. We are hypothesizing. They may have,
Yes.
yes, thank you.
The solution maybe to give him simple questions.
So the teacher should have given
Yes.
them, should
And give him a time for share or pair or think about anything.
so
Make brainstorming.
they would have needed some time for brainstorm.
Yes.
Okay,
Extra time.
extra time. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Safa?
Yes, point number 2 or situation number 2, it's about teach failure. It's just maybe because unstable internet or hardware glitches or maybe software updates. Always we have to have a يعني extra plan, like plan number B. If the video doesn't play مثلا, have a printed handout or a verbal storytelling version ready, يعني تكون ready,
Okay,
to
so
be ready.
the teacher should have had another plan if the technology was not working, right?
Yes.
Having had a plan B would have made things much easier. Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
يعني stand by تكون.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So as you can see, these are very ordinary problems and these situations happened in the past, but you have thought about them. You have some ideas why they could have happened and what the teacher could have done to avoid them. Thank you, thank you. That was group number 1. In group number 2, there was Rawan, Sajida, Ruba, and Salam. What
Yes.
about number 3 and number 4? 2 situations for you.
Okay, so I will start with number 3. Most groups did not finish the task within the given time. So we answered these situations by using third conditional. So we wrote, if the teacher had given clear time limits, the groups would have finished on time. So we mean of that, if the teacher gives them a specific time and she still remind them, you just have 2 minutes, 1 minute, and so on, so that will help the teacher to finish the task on time.
Okay, so that could be, one.
Yeah. And number 2, if the teacher had broken the task into smaller steps, they would have worked faster. So as we do know,
I love it. I love that solution.
The situations and into groups or on the groups that will help us to finish the task.
Yeah.
And if the teacher had checked their progresses, I would have helped them, or the teacher would have helped them earlier.
Of course.
Like when we are in the room and you come into the rooms and listen to us what we talked about and give us tips and advices. So yeah, that will help us to finish the task on time.
If the teacher had monitored that the time was not enough, probably the teacher could have given them extra time. Exactly.
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
What
I will continue with the fourth situation.
Yes.
Several students misunderstood the task instructions. If the teachers had written the instruction on the board, the student would have followed them. Yes. Also, if the teacher had explained the instruction clearly, the student would have understood them. Yes.
So the way that the instructions were given is one possible cause for the problem. And what about instructions followed by ICQs or CCQs? So you can give instructions, you can write them on the board, but it might have been a good idea to also ask some checking questions to make sure that the students have understood. Yeah. So that is important. Also, what about modeling the activity before they have to do it on their own? Modeling would have been useful as well. Okay.
Also ask themselves to write the instruction. We can ask the student to write the instruction.
Of course. What have they understood? And they show you whether they have understood it or not. Great. Okay, I see in the chat box that Ragda had a problem with voice, and Ragda says,
Can I talk?
yes, sure.
Number 5, the situation, one student behavior distributed the interlesson. If the teacher had set clear classroom rules from the beginning, the student would not have distributed the lesson.
Disrupted.
We said we have advice for each others as a teacher in Jordan. If you don't make the student busy, they will make you busy by noising. Yes, we must give the student many activities or questions to make them work to answer or understand the lesson. And the student, if they had been given a clear rule or task, they might have stayed engaged.
Yes, I agree with you. Say they need to be on task, but also you also mentioned clear rules. The classroom rules need to be clear, and if the student had known what consequences there were if he disrupted the entire lesson, probably they wouldn't have misbehaved. And another thing, it says the entire lesson. How can, a teacher tolerate this all throughout the lesson? There might have been a serious problem with this student. So probably if the teacher had taken the student out to have a word, maybe the teacher would have noticed that there was something that the boy or the girl was going through. So sometimes we need to pay a lot of attention to these things.
Yeah.
Great.
And I have one idea. If the teachers had addressed the behavior early, the problem would not have escalated.
Of course. That is a very important point, because if you tell me that the disruption was once, but the entire lesson, how can you tolerate that? Okay, great. Okay, and let's move on to number 6 then.
I will say it. The learners got frustrated and disengaged because the lesson was too difficult. If the teacher simplified the task, if the teacher had simplified the task, the learners would not have felt frustrated. The teacher must simplify as possible as he can to meet the age of the students and their knowledge or culture or whatever. And if the lesson had been updated to the student level, they would have stayed engaged.
Of course. So this shows that the teacher probably hadn't found out much about the students, because had the teacher known enough about their background, about their knowledge, previous knowledge, the lesson wouldn't have been so difficult. So there was something strange there.
Yes. And if the teachers had provided more support or example, the student would have understood the lesson better.
Sure. But to provide support, you need to know the group. You need to know their level. Yeah. So probably this was a new teacher, or some other problem cropped up there. Okay, now, thank you very much. So we have listened to groups 1, 2, 3. Excellent, excellent application of the conditional third type and of all your knowledge about classroom situations. Let's listen to group 4 now.
Can I start?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, for number 7, when the teacher ran out of time and missed the lesson review, she or he should use timers to avoid losing.
Should have used.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when they set time limits on lesson component, they will cover everything, all the outcomes they need to teach.
Yes.
This one point. Another point.
Probably the teacher ran out of time. Probably the teacher ran out of time because there was some unexpected issues. Have you ever had an issue that you didn't expect and which, of course, delayed the whole lesson?
Yeah, maybe sometimes the student themselves open communication and try to know more about this topic in the classroom. Yeah, and maybe a teacher didn't use or implement strategic planning. A teacher should plan the lesson very well.
The teacher should have planned the lesson considering that there might be some unexpected issues. Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We can say that teachers should restructure the lesson by giving the most point of the lesson.
Well, you need to keep the time and you need to focus on what key points you want them to take away. Yeah. Okay. And what
we can use exit cards to solve this problem. For example, when we don't have enough time to cover all the outcomes, I ask them to write their exit cards to talk about other issues or points.
Okay.
Teachers,
yes.
Teachers also, teachers can set an alarm 5 to 10 minutes before the end.
Yes.
For the review.
Of course, yes.
Prioritize you can say must-haves over the nice-to-haves.
Yes, I agree. I agree that we are constantly, measuring what we want to do, what we can do, and assessing the impact of what we are doing. And of course, we constantly make adjustments. But it's because we are watching the learners. We follow the learners. We don't follow the plan. We need to follow the learners to see how actively they work, how they respond to our tasks. Some tasks may not be very effective, and we might need to avoid them, replace them, adapt them. Great, great. And what about 8? What about number 8?
Would you like to say, Randa, or can I?
Yeah. There is no problem. I will talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Classroom example caused discomfort due to cultural misunderstanding. A teacher can apologize and clarify if there is any offense was intended. And sometimes, as a teacher, I can ask my students for their perspectives in a respectful way. Also, maybe I can avoid such culturally sensitive examples in the future. Or let my students learn more about this cultural background or the issue which is presented to them. Let them watch more or read more. That's all.
Wow. Well, very, very complete, considering all the different situations we have had. A loud clap for everybody. I am very proud of all you have been able to do. Looking back, we are very, very happy. Now, another very important point we made throughout this course was learner-centered activities, learner-centered lessons. And the two questions I'm going to ask you to go to the chat box and answer is, what are learner-centered activities and why are they important? So I'm going to open the chat box so that I can read your comments. Okay, so thank you for thank you, Ragda, for your contributions, and Safa for your contributions to the previous activity. Now we move on to another aspect of this course. What are learner-centered activities and why are they important? So go to the chat box, write your opinions, your concepts. Let's see what we have learned in this course. What are learner-centered activities, in your opinion, with all we have discussed throughout the course, and why are they important? Group discussion. Sajud talks about group discussion being one learner-centered activity. Sajud, why is group discussion important as a learner-centered activity? Rukaya, task where students are actively, I like the word, actively involved in learning. So it's not that they are involved solving the task. They are involved in learning, right? You can see that learning is happening. So discussions, pair work, group work, problem solving. So that there are two roles, the teacher as a facilitator and the learner as an active learner, an active participant in the different activities. Thank you, Rukaya, for your contribution. Thank you very much. Rawan, they focus on the students. Exactly. They are aiming at the students. Pair work, group work. Ruba agrees that they focus on students. Ragda says that it helps with self-learning. Evidently, as they are activities that make learners responsible for their learning, that engage learners with their own learning, they encourage self-learning. So learners learn much more about themselves and how they learn. And also collaboration, because we don't learn on us in isolation. We always learn with some other. When we are reading a text, we learn from the author. When we are solving an activity, we are also dealing with something that somebody prepared for us. And when we work in groups and pairs, we are also working in collaboration. Problem solving is another activity that gets a learner to participate actively in his learning. Collaborative learning, group projects, they are so very powerful for learner-centered activities, definitely. Sajud says that they allow students to learn from each other because as they are actively learning and they need their partner, they also learn from one another. And there's critical thinking, well, mainly because the tasks pose problems that they need to solve, and to do that, they need to assess, they need to create. Well, jigsaw activities will definitely demand some activity on the part of the learner, that applying their skills, their knowledge. Ruba says that usually refers to activities where learners respond, react, challenge something in their learning process. Good point. A chance for students to express their ideas, says Rawan. Exactly. It's the learners who take an active role in the classroom. The teacher is facilitating that. The teacher creates the conditions for everybody to learn, but the teacher is monitoring, watching, following, helping. The teacher is not giving them, is not pouring water in a jug, the glass, pouring water as if the student were the glass. The students are themselves engaged in the learning. And Safa mentions the debates, role-playing. So the teacher, there is a shift, as Rached said, from the teacher-centered model to the learner-centered model. And the main protagonist is the learner. Great. And students, if they are more aware of their learning, they can assess themselves. These activities help them notice if they have learned or not. And I agree with Rehab, they focus on students' needs. When you plan learner-centered activities, you need to do that. You need to do the planning considering their needs, their background, their culture, their cultural needs. Randa also says that they are important because they help learners become more engaged. Definitely, as they are the protagonists, they feel more involved in the tasks. And of course, when you solve problems, you're using your critical thinking. Giving learners responsibility and ownership. Oh, this word, I love this. Thank you, Ruba. Salam says, they help meet students' different needs and abilities because they are planned to get them to show what they have learned. And you can use technology platforms, yes. They will need to develop, yes, when they collaborate, Rehab talks about communication skills. When they collaborate with others in collaboration in these discussion activities, they will be developing communication skills. And all these activities, because the students are involved, these activities will increase their motivation. Thank you, Safa. Sajida also talks about the level of activity of the learner. He's not just listening, but listening and speaking, and the teacher acting as a guide. I love this, the point you are making about roles, different roles for the different actors. Great. Of course, we teachers are not in the background watching things without paying attention. We need to be there because we might need to make adjustments, changes. We are constantly watching how things are getting on and watching that the learning outcomes are achieved, right? Because that's what we are aiming at. We want them to learn, to identify the difference between simple present and simple past. Well, but if while they are doing that, they cannot detect the difference, then the teacher might need to make some adjustments. And of course, they should be at the heart of the learning process. Exactly. Thank you, Safa. And these activities increase motivation, improve social skills, productive engagement, and they build independence. We have a wonderful list of reasons why they are important and what they are. In the classroom, class-centered teachers, learner-centered teachers, develop trusting relationships with their classes and find themselves teaching in flexible ways. So that's what I mean. You adapt, you follow them, you follow the learners, not the tight plan. guided by the principle of inclusivity, say, knowing that we are all different and we need to be on board, these activities give as many students as possible the opportunity to contribute to the collective learning of the classroom. That is why we choose learner-centered activities, and we try to do less and less teacher-centered lessons. So now it's time to think back, look back, and think about our own course. Think of English for teaching, number 2, and make a list of learner-centered activities from this course. So I'll give you 2 minutes so that you can start making a list of all those activities you were engaged in, which can be described as learner-centered. I will mute myself, otherwise I continue speaking. 2 minutes. Okay. Now you will get back into groups, same groups as before. You will share your list. I bet that you will make a longer list than the one you have. And then you will nominate a speaker who hasn't spoken yet to report back. So let me open the rooms again, and I will give you around 4 minutes to do this. There we are. So the rooms are open. Just join the groups and have the discussion to make a longer list of learner-centered activities used in this course. So feel free to go to join your groups and start working. Okay. Rudain, Safa Hamad, you're still here. Mohammad and Ragda and Rukaya, you are still here. So please join the groups. I'm going to stop the recording. Okay. Let's see, let's get the groups. So some people are coming back. Others are still discussing. So now we wait. In 6 seconds, we will have everybody back. Okay. So what about your lists? Group number 3, Mohammad, Ragda, Ran, Rehab. What activities, what learner-centered activities from this course have you added onto your list? Mohammad, Ragda, Randa, and Rehab. Who will be?
Can I talk?
Yes.
I thought that Rehab was going to speak, or Randa?
Let Rehab talk. Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead. Whoever in group 3.
And a group what? I remember TTT. Do you remember when we have discussed?
Okay.
In some session. Yes. Can I talk about it? I'm Safa Hamad.
You are in group 1. I was asking group
Yes.
3. What about group 3? Let's see.
Think, bear, and share.
Okay, Randa.
Think, bear, and share.
Yes. Thank
Give me
Yes, can I speak?
Okay.
Come on, Rehab.
Yes, Rehab.
Yes, we can divide the student into small groups and give them give each group a question or topic. Students can share ideas and learn from each other.
As
Also,
we did here, as we have just done
we
now.
can give them yes, we can give them educational games and such as the quizzes, crosswords, role play. Also, students can act out as a real life situation.
Yes.
For example, meeting a new friend. Yes. This
Here-
can help them practice language.
We had a role play here. You were in the staff room and you were giving advice to a teacher. Remember that the teachers had made complaints. So the role play activity, we already used it here in this course. Anything else?
Also, another activity we can give the student think, pair, and share.
Yes, we did many of those. Yes.
Yes, they can think about a question alone. Then we can discuss them with the student. This activity enhance and promote their critical thinking.
Especially when the question or the task includes questions like how or why. There you have.
Yes, yes.
They have to apply.
Also, another activity we can make for them project based on their learning. Project, create small project.
We didn't have
such as presentation.
We didn't have projects here, but you had assignments. You had assignments.
Yes. We can also give them a gallery walk.
Yes, a gallery walk is very nice. We couldn't do it because we were in this situation, in the online situation. But when you go to a face-to-face workshop, you will definitely profit from a gallery walk. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, group 3.
That's all.
I would like to ask, let's see, group 1, you wanted to speak, Safa. Are there any activities on your list that Rehab hasn't mentioned?
I wanted to talk about TTT because I remember that.
Why would the TTT method include learner-centered activities?
Because students reduce teacher talking time يعني هو.
Okay, so sometimes
they turn off task noise into productive noise. Yes, because students are talking about the task.
Yes, sometimes I brought some tests, something to test you, and then I did the teaching. Yes, so sometimes I used the TTT approach here in the live sessions. Yes,
and they provide built-in scaffolding as the students help each other.
Okay, here in this course, when you were working in groups, well, you collaborated with one another. Yes, yes.
I remember كمان اللي هي body language اللي هي كمان miming, gestures.
Well,
We have talked about it, yes,
Yes.
previously.
They help convey a meaning. Maybe they are part of
The idea يعني instead of saying open your books to page number كذا 20 مثلا يعني act out opening a book and point to the number on the board.
Okay. Well, that might be
To reduce
yes, that might be
to reduce unnecessary teacher talk and train students to rely on observation.
Okay. Well, in general, the more, say, involvement there is on the learners, if they have to read the instructions, if they have to model what they have understood with their bodies, then that would be a learner-centered activity. Yes.
Also, حتى even the board, يعني we can make it silent. You know, silent board. The idea the teacher writes a question on the board, يعني or a word in the middle of the board, and leaves the markers for students to write their ideas or branches around.
Yes.
يعني without the teacher saying a single a signal مثلا signal word.
What we did here, similar to what you described, is when I posed questions and you had to write in the chat box. So that was a learner-centered activity. Okay. Thank you, Safa. I have two hands there, Safa Kamari and Rami. Safa, would you like to start, Safa Kamari?
Yeah, I think I remember that in day one, you use icebreaker strategy when you ask us about which animal that represents us. And another strategy, use mind mapping strategy to highlight the main point for one topic. And I want to add the case study.
Yes.
You raise a question, you ask us to think of it or analyze it.
Right. I didn't tell you how to solve it. You came up with a solution, with a suggestion, with the advice. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Safa. Rami, what would you like to add?
In the end of this course, I would like to say thank you very much for all, and please forgive me if I interrupt you by a mistake for anyone of you and my colleague. And in this course, we learn a lot of things. Respect the time, more activities. When you put us in small groups, we respect each other. We never interrupt each other. We make a brainstorming how to learn English through games, how to participate and interact our student in the class. So this is very good for us. So in the end of this course, thank you for all.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rami, and thank you to everybody for accepting the learner-centered activities, for accepting to become the protagonists, and for challenging yourselves in this area. And something that, I don't know, maybe some groups have talked about this, but the module activities, well, those are also learner-centered, because there was no teacher telling you what to do or what to think, or you were asked to engage with the material and to come up with your own suggestions, conclusions. So the whole course has as its aim to put you as the main protagonists. Is there anything any other group would like to add? No? So we mentioned most of the activities. Some of them we haven't used, as we said, the gallery walk. Well, it's mainly for a face-to-face class, or project. But the other activities, we did use them because that was the aim, to engage the learners, the participants, in active learning. And well, there are more activities there, but yes.
Talk about jigsaw reading.
Okay. Yes.
يعني
do you remember
the text into 4 parts? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Each group becomes an expert on one part, and then teaches it to the other groups.
Exactly.
aim أو goal. Every student is responsible for a piece of the information, ensuring 100% engagement.
And we did that one.
And about jigsaw reading, learning.
We used it when we talked about storytelling. We used jigsaw reading. Each group read a different article, and then I mixed you, and you had to share. Well done, well done. Now, we're going to finish off with 2 activities. One is this one. Take a look at the modules. Which theme had the most impact on you? And what is one classroom change that you will take forward from English for Teaching 2? Again, I invite you to go to the chat box and answer the questions. So out of all the modules, number 1, which theme had the most impact on you? And number 2, what one classroom change, at least one, will you take forward from English for Teachers Teaching 2? I have opened the chat box to read. Oh, thank you, Safa. We really spent great moments. I agree. I do agree. Yeah. Okay, so take a look at the different modules. We completed 18. We have completed 18 modules. And in each module, there was a main theme that probably had a big impact on you. Oh, which one was that module? Which one? Which module would you say had made the most impactful effect? Well, Safa Kamari says number 9. Yes. If it shows the importance of teachers. Your school needs you. Yes, that one. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's the teachers who make this happen, right? That is why we are so important. And how teachers make a difference in the learning process. Exactly, Safa. Well done. I agree. Okay. So Ruba, wow. Collaboration and active learning. Wow. To see how you can work together. Yes. And the classroom change. What is the classroom change? Incorporating more interactive activities. Wow. That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Rami, you put up your hand.
Yes, about the question number 2, I learned from EFT2 and use it in my class that extra activities.
Great.
That make the student more interaction and more participation and interaction.
Excellent, excellent.
And I think that make a difference between in the beginning of this course and in the end of this course. So there is a 3 months, I think. This very good very good idea for all English teacher to learn English through activities, through games, through play. Because the student learn by do things better than listening and writing.
Of course, of course. Very much like you did. You learned new concepts, engaging in watching the videos, answering questions, discussing the different points. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was very good. And then there's Ragda, who talks about news stories, help to broaden the discussion, generate new ideas, and encourage critical thinking. Then Safa and the two Safas talk about tell me a story. That was one of the modules you liked best. Okay, because storytelling is a different way to attract students. Thank you, Ruba. Thank you very much. Yes, I feel that they are amazing partners and a great tutor. Thank you. Thank you very much, Safa.
Sorry, may I interrupt you for a moment?
Yes, of course.
There is a relationship between any models in this course. They connect and build each other, you know?
Exactly. That is the point. Yes?
Yes.
That is the point.
It's very good plan for honestly.
Yeah. Well, that was a point that you could
Yes.
Observe
Yes.
the approach in action. And this is the
Yes.
last question. Go back to the chat box and in one word, how do you feel as you come to the end in English for Teaching 2? Now we're talking about feelings, not what we think, but what comes out of our heart. Let's see what you're writing.
May I begin?
Okay, I would like you to write so that I keep everything written there. Just one word.
Self-confident.
Proud. I love that, Ragda. Proud. Rashid, proud. Freedom. Yes. Your Saturdays will be free. But your knowledge also gives you freedom. The more you know, the freer you feel. You feel great, Rehab. Well, I'm so glad.
Can I tell you my feeling? It's proud to end our learning, but we are sad to leave you. And we have a good time with you, Miss Sylvia, and we have a lot of great information to learn from you and from each other. It's so good, and we will remember this forever.
Yes, yes. I always feel so happy to hold these sessions because you're such great teachers, so committed, all of you, all the Jordanian teachers I have met, committed, interested, responsible, active in the discussions. You always want to learn more. And I feel as a teacher, so grateful. So I feel that this is the best a teacher can get from the students. So thank you so much. We have come to the end, but I have a few announcements. You can take a picture of this. Don't worry, I will send you a mail with all this information. But be aware that you will be getting a lot of mails, right? You will have access until mid-February. So if you want to take some screenshots, you can do that. If you have a WhatsApp group, you can share your notes. Remember that you will get mails from the Ministry of Education and you will get mails from the British Council. So check your mails every day. There is a test called English Core Test. Please.
Yes, they sent to us a survey and best test.
Okay, so
we should do it.
Yes, remember, you have the English Core Test to do. The test is mandatory because the results are reported to the Ministry of Education. You will also have a 40-question-based test on the online content, on the modules, right? They are multiple choice questions, definitions, fill in the gaps, terminology. When you do the 40 questions, the multiple choice questions, read them very carefully, right? Carefully, so that you don't make a silly mistake. Then you will also have face-to-face sessions with the Ministry of Education. So be on the alert. Check your mails every day. And there is the post survey that you also have to include. Don't worry, I will send you a mail with all this information, but remember to check the mail every single day. Once again, as I said before, I am more than grateful for all the things I have received from you. I feel proud of your growth, of your professional development. And well, you have my email. You can always get in touch with me, no matter when. You know where to find me. And I will be reading your assignment soon so that I can give you my feedback. Thank you for all your love and care. And well, keep in touch because I am a click away. You know where to find me. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Victor,
Yes.
Victor, can you give me the last picture, please? Can you show the last picture, please, again?
My
صفاء هسه ببعث لك اياها على الواتس.
ماشي خلاص اوكي.
This
خلاص
one?
okay.
Yes, I will send it. I will
The
send
last, yes, because I need to take a screenshot.
take a screenshot. I will also send it to you by mail. Yes?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a
Bye.
great life. Be nice with your students. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.